Robert Downey Jr. looks washed out.
He's on Peter's Swords. They better put him in Armani. If I was his stylist, he'd wear nothing but Armani. Because he's so attractive in Armani.
I don't think I could see somebody and say he's wearing Armani. Like I don't.
It works for him.
No, I mean it doesn't work for people. I can't recognize it on someone.
Most of his suits, like my favorite outfits that he's worn, are always like Armani. Armani knows how to dress a man. They do.
You should write copy for them.
I should just be Robert Downey Jr. stylist. And Susan's makeup artist.
His wife, right?
Who I love. I don't normally like females.
I told you when I started, I told you that I stole your luck. And I said that I befriended Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
And I changed my phone to Tom Hiddleston. And I made Chris text me things.
Yeah, but
and then immediately erase it. So it looked like it was
Idiot.
just those. It was so dumb, but it was funny.
Speaking of Tom Hiddleston, this one went to Comic-Con without me this year on Thursday.
Hey,
because I couldn't go. I couldn't go because I had to be in school. I made a video about this. That'll be down below. He texted me saying that he had just met Tom Hiddleston and I was at a stoplight. So I saw it and I literally had to pull over and just regroup myself. I literally threw my phone in the back of my car and I was like, I can't do this.
I said that I shook his hand and she's freaking out.
Oh my God.
And then she yelled at me and I said to Kristen, I did not meet Tom Hiddleston.
It took me a long time to hop on the Tom Hiddleston bandwagon, but now I'm like driving the bandwagon.
Old girl fans are crazy.
Except for me.
No!
It wasn't even that bad. Relax.
You did get pretty mad when I sent you a picture of Sheila too. When I was like this close to it.
I would have gotten in the car.
Jump over security. Get out of my way!
Sat in the car. And do the rest of the video like this.
Do I look pretty? Although it's funny because in my
Go.
in my BitScript account for a long time I refused to change his clothes or anything. So it was just a regular white dude. White dude. That's okay, right? I can say white dude because I am white, right? Okay. And I refused to do anything else. So I just had like a little thing here and then just like blonde hair, which you can't see, and just a bow, just a pink bow.
Which you still have.
Which I still have after I added clothes. It's like my trademark now.
Every time I see it though, I laugh.
Everybody does, that's why I leave it.
You, Chris, and Kenny.
Yeah, we do some pretty epic bitch strips. See, they don't understand what they're getting into because I have no limit with stuff.
He doesn't care.
No. I'll say horrible, horrible things in front of many, many people.
Yeah.
And they will not.
He does not care. No filter.
Sometimes. With your mom or my mom. Or my dad. Actually more with my dad than my mom, I guess. My mom, we talk about everything.
I don't think you do, Dad.
I guess when we go camping, the whole filter comes off, but...
He goes and sits in the woods in darkness without a tent.
That's a training. It's fun.
But you always text me. That's exciting.
Yeah, when I find a signal. All you need is a bar for a text.
I always tell people, I'm like, Keith is texting me from the middle of nowhere right now.
I did my fantasy football draft in the middle of nowhere this year.
That's right.
I managed to get just strong enough connection to where I did my terrible draft because I kept disconnecting and losing position.
Oh, that's why you lost this year.
I came in third though.
Still lost. Mm-hmm.
Alright, fine. It's going to be all unsupportive and whatnot. That's cool.
Unless you win the big title. Doesn't matter.
Alright, fine. I lost.
There's only one winner. Oh my God. You know what story we have to tell?
What?
The mouse.
Oh my god, the mouth.
As I wear mouse ears. Oh my God, the bow's all messed up and I've been wearing it.
I think you're alright. Oh no, my thing flipped over too.
Because, no, leave it in.
Why would I leave it in?
It's a pin.
I know what it is.
So then put it on.
Really? I'll put it on my shirt.
A brooch.
I'll cover up the gravestone.
Okay.
Ew, I poked myself.
Okay, so when I first moved into my apartment, it was like, what time is it? Like 1 in the morning?
It was like 1:30, I want to say.
And I saw this like little thing moving out of the corner of my eye, and I thought it was a ghost at first. So now I'm ready to like bust out the Ouija board, the holy water, all that stuff. And then I look, and there's a mouse on my floor. And I can't handle bugs and animals and like things that aren't normal. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not an outdoors person. My idea of camping is staying at the hotel and like looking at the trees outside. Like no, we don't do the outdoors. So my first instinct is to call Keith, who's in New York,
several states away.
Can't do anything. I call him crying and screaming over the mouse. And we laugh about it now, but I was in absolute hysterics.
At the time, she was in abject horror mode, freaking out.
I can't do it.
Crying. So I switched to Skype.
Yeah, we
so you
Skyped.
did video.
And I would have let him hang up because that was going to magically...
And Kristen, how long did that last? Remember, 1:30 in the morning. When did we finally...
And Skype?
When did you finally fall asleep?
At like 6 in the morning?
Yeah. And I stayed up too. And I had 8 o'clock, work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
It was so bad. I left the Christmas lights on all night because I couldn't go in the dark. I was playing Hot Lava and like I was climbing on my ottoman over to my bed.
The only way I can get her into her bed was to threaten to hang up the phone. And Skype.
And then when I saw it, remember when I ran across the floor?
She kept squealing extremely loud in an apartment building. So I can only imagine her neighbors.
My neighbors can't hear. My walls are cement.
Oh, that's right. But in my mind, at the time, when I didn't know your walls are cement.
This is before he...
All I'm thinking is, they think she's nuts.
I was
because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. She's like,
and then I call my mom after I hung up with him, freaking out, and then my mom got mad. Well, my mom didn't get mad. My mom was like, I can't do anything. It's a mouse. Relax, like, calm down. And then I went to the front office, and they heard from me all right.
An exterminator came and set up traps.
I was in the apartment not even a week, and it happened. I was like, nope, no.
What made the mouse story even better was when I went to go visit. She was convinced there was a mouse underneath her sink.
I wouldn't go underneath my sink for like a month and a half because I thought that there was a little mouse curled up in the back under the sink. Like I thought it got in through one of the holes. So literally I took out all of my cleaning supplies one day and I like left them on the counter because I wouldn't go underneath the sink. So I made him come in. Yeah,
and when I got there, and me being that I have no fear, I go to open the cabinet and she's freaking out. Like, oh yeah, stop! He's gonna bite my toes! He's gonna bite my toes! And I took my phone out, I put the flashlight on, and it was foam insulation.
It looked like a mouse.
No, it didn't. It looked like a clump of something, but absolutely not a mouse.
It looked like a little dead mouse.
No, not even remotely.
Yes.
And then she was convinced that I was lying. And that it wasn't foam insulation. Anything to add?
No. Oh, I was in hysterics that night.
Yeah, you were.
Oh my god! And then I was coming up with every like possibility under the sun as to what was going to happen. The mouse was going to attract like snakes.
There's a super mouse,
but not like snakes, like anaconda snakes. And I was going to die. And then it was like 4 in the morning, and I was delusional, and I thought I saw it like flying around my apartment with a Captain America shield.
That was ridiculous.
Oh my god! When I get like off the edge, I'm gone.
She's like feet half off the edge,
all the way gone,
teetering back and forth.
I was in absolute, hysterics.
Abject horror.
So bad. They carry rabies.
She kept saying that it had rabies. Like convinced that this mouse had rabies. Oh, it was foaming at the mouth now?
Yeah, it was like red eyes and everything.
It was a mouse, they all have red eyes. Well, not all of them, but most of them do.
It was a demonic mouse. That's why I was going to attract
a demon mouse.
No. Oh, so for those of you who don't know, there's a new show on TLC called Sex Sent Me to the Hospital. And this woman had a 3-hour orgasm after her and her husband did it. And she had to go to the hospital for it. And her husband was all concerned, but if I was her husband, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
I did that. But they all thought she was having a baby. And this woman goes up to the husband. She's like, "You're gonna remember this day for the rest of your life."
The old lady. I found a dramatic reenactment of it that was pretty awesome.
God.